Hello, we are live, fabulous. So we are live here on YouTube and we are live here on Facebook. Hello everybody. I know this is an unusual time for me to run this English class on a Friday. Normally I would do it 4 hours from now, but today I am heading off to a city called Bristol. Has anybody heard of the city Bristol in the UK? It's on the other coast. It's on the west coast of England, in the south still, but it's on the west coast. So I'm going to be driving over there. It might take me around 3 or 4 hours maybe to get there because I'm going during rush hour. This means the hour or the time period when the roads are most busy because people are going to or coming back from work. So there's a rush hour in the morning between 7 and 9:30, and there's a rush hour in the evening between usually 4 and 7. Is quite a busy period on the roads, especially around the city, around London particularly, and especially on a Friday or a Monday. So going out of London on a Friday, because lots of people like to escape the city for the weekend, so they go out to the countryside. And lots of people like to come into the city on a Sunday night or first thing on a Monday morning because they're coming back to work in the city during the week. So I'm leaving at the worst possible time, so the traffic will probably be quite bad. So it'll probably take me twice as long to get where I'm going. I'm going to go and see some friends over there. So yes, those of you, hi Mihail. Mihail's one of my moderators. He's going to be keeping everyone in check, making sure everyone's nice. And if you're not nice, you get kicked out. Yes, I am in London and I'm not from London, I'm from England, I'm from the north of England, but I am in London now and I'll be driving from London to Bristol. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. What are you guys doing this weekend? Hello in Azerbaijan, hello in Thailand, hello in Afghanistan, hello in Iraq. So what are you doing this weekend? Just break the ice a little bit, make sure we get everyone in here before we begin the lesson. Now, if you don't know what the lesson is about today, well, you won't know because I haven't told you. We're covering 4 words. It's going to be a very relaxed class today, but we're covering 4 words that my students regularly get wrong. So words that I regularly hear misused, and those words are suggest, recommend, say, and tell. Hello in Morocco, hello in Korea. Giving a shout out to you guys. Okay, so if you are here and you are experiencing nice warm weather like we are here in London today, then click the thumbs up button. If you're here and you're experiencing nice warm weather like I am today, the sun is shining, it's a beautiful day, I feel inspired. If you're feeling inspired, if you're feeling festive for Easter perhaps, or if you're feeling happy just because the sun is shining, or happy that we're entering the spring, happy because it's the weekend, if you're happy and the sun is shining, then click that thumbs up button, because the sun certainly makes me very happy. In fact, if you want me to sing, I'm feeling like I could sing. If you want me to sing, Facebook, hit the hearts. If you don't want me to sing, don't hit the hearts. Don't hit anything. But if you want me to sing, hit the hearts. And I might sing a little song. Hello in Germany. Guten Tag. Who else have we got? Qatar. Hello in Qatar and the Arabian Peninsula. Wow, it's 23 degrees where Snow Ras is. Hello in Morocco. Hello in Egypt. Okay, I've had 1 heart. Only 1 person wants me to sing, so perhaps I won't sing. Hello in Vietnam. What have we got today over here? Some of you are in the UK. Wonderful, so you'll know how lovely the weather is. Hello in Taiwan, Algeria, Czech Republic. I think there's a little bit of a lag on Facebook comments, so I can't see what everyone is saying there. In Egypt, it's very warm, fantastic. I've got more people in Algeria, Vietnam, Indonesia, India, Mahaba. I don't know where that is. Is that a place? Hello with an E, not hello. Hello. Oh, you want me to sing? People are saying they want me to sing. In Cairo, Indonesia. So what could I sing? I could sing about the sun. If we're happy about the sun, I could sing about the sun. I could sing... There's a song that we have in the UK, just a little song that goes, the sun has got his hat on, hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and he's coming out to play. I enjoy singing that one. If the sun isn't shining though, we could sing about the stormy weather. If we have stormy weather, then you might sing, don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather, since my man and I ain't together, keeps raining all the time. That's one of my favourite songs. That's Stormy Weather. That's called quite an old song. I've got a different cup today. My English mug is dirty and I didn't have time to wash up. Okay, so got a few of you in now, a few of you in on Facebook, not as many on Facebook. If any of you are here on Facebook and you're excited about the lesson, then why not hit the share button and help me to get these numbers up. I don't think people know about the lesson because we're at a different time today. So if you can hit the share button, so we have at least 20 people in would be nice. Then we'll begin the lesson. So like I said, today's going to be a very relaxed session. You know how I feel about rules, about learning grammar rules. It's really dull. I don't think it helps that much. And so what we're going to do today is more about practice. We're going to do a lot of writing practice and just practice putting these 4 words into use. So, so I'm just trying to very quickly share this with 1 or 2 groups so they know I'm here. And then we'll get started. Post. Okay. All right, let's get started. So, let's talk about the first word, shall we? The word tell. So, I want you to write me a sentence using the word tell. You can use it in any version. You can use any conjugation. So you could use telling. You could use the past tense of the tell. You could use told. So tell, telling, or told. I want you to write me a sentence using tell, telling, or told. Obviously, tell is the pure version. Will tell, you would use for the future. Told, you use in the past. Telling is continuous, it's happening now. Telling. Great, so Max says, I won't tell you my secret. Very good, Max. Perfect. Zach says, I told you to do that at the last night. You wouldn't say at the last night, you'd say last night. I told you to do that last night. Jedrek says, your classes are awesome, I can tell. Good, good. Very nice. Obviously a nice sentence, but well written. Could you tell me the time, please? Very good. Yes, I could tell you the time. The time here is 20 past 2. Have we got anyone on Facebook writing me a sentence using the word tell? Yes, I have. Could you tell about your today activity? Could you tell me about your day's activity? Your day's activity. I'd like to tell you about my plans. Good. I just want to tell you that it's the most beautiful song I've ever listened to. The most beautiful song I've ever listened to. Now, good. Some really good examples coming through here. What's important when we use the word tell is that we include the person that it's directed to. Who do you tell? Tell me. Please tell me your name. Please tell me what you want. Please tell me how I get to Iraq. Please tell me, what do you think of my necklace? Please tell me, how can I learn English? Tell me. Or, please tell my brother that I didn't break his toys. Please tell my mother not to worry. Please tell my students I am running late. So you always have to have the person included in the sentence that you're telling to. Good. So Abdul says, tell me about your life. I told all my friends how gorgeous you are. Oh, bless you. Good. I told all my friends. Good. Okay. If you use offensive words, you will be blocked. So think carefully before you write inappropriate comments. Thank you. Let's get back to the lovely students. Anna, can I tell you you are beautiful? Thank you. Yes, you can tell me. Tell me what is your number phone? Okay, so you've got everything back to front there. You won't use I'm in that sentence at all. You'd say, tell me what is your phone number? Tell me what is your phone number? Or could you tell me your phone number? What else have we got? I already told you. Please tell me about your favourite music. I was wondering to know how to speak English perfectly. So Khaled on YouTube, Khaled Shata, you would say, could you tell me how to speak English perfectly? Could you tell me how to speak English perfectly? Sarah, I'm sorry, every time I touch the phone, it wobbles. I'm sorry. You said, I told you the camera moves and it's a bit inconvenient. I'm sorry that the camera moves. So Tom Donaldson, you are tell me phone number phone. Again, like I said before, could you tell me your phone number? Let me see if I can make this more steady. Hang on. Look at the lovely ceiling for a second. Lovely ceiling. Just going to make this more steady for the people on YouTube. Did you like the ceiling? I'm always showing you my ceiling, aren't I? There, hopefully that will help. Okay, so tell. So let's talk about, let's practice tell in the past. So we're all getting quite good at using tell for now. Tell me. Could you tell me? I want him to tell me. I want him to tell them. Let's talk about told in the past. Yesterday, my teacher told me, so you still say who was being told. Yesterday, I told her not to water the garden. Okay, let's give you a timeout. Yesterday, I was told, it was directed at me. Yesterday, I was told not to walk on the grass. So I told you. Okay, let's keep the messages nice, guys, so that I can read them out. I can't read them out if they're unpleasant. I told you to pick up the laundry. Good, perfect, a perfect sentence. I told you to pick up the laundry. If I had told you some bad words, I would banned. So Antonio, it's a good attempt. If I had, so you're putting a conditional in there. You haven't told me, but if I had told you something bad, something abusive, I'm gonna come away from that sentence because we would use the word say in that sentence instead. If I said bad words, then I would be banned. Let's just try and get some more examples of told, and then we'll move on to say, okay? I told you to go back. Good. I told you to go back. So you might turn around to your dog and say, hey, I told you to go back into the garden. So Khalil has said, a lot of English teachers say we do not need to learn grammar rules. Is it true? That is my belief too, yes. And the reason is because a lot of English natives, a high majority of English natives, do not know the grammar rules. They obviously know subconsciously, but they couldn't tell you rules. They don't know rules as they stand. And also the problem with learning grammar rules in English is that there are so many exceptions. It makes it very confusing. The best thing you can do, the absolute best thing you can do, is just practice. Keep practicing and get used to hearing sentences and words in certain ways. If you listen a lot to English, if you practice English, then eventually, just like a child would learn a language, eventually it becomes second nature and you don't have to think about it and you don't have to think about rules. I told you a little while ago that I appreciate what you're doing with your videos. Excellent. I was told on Thursday. Perfect. He told me not to fly again. Perfect. Good. Now you can also say, he told me that you were ill. So we use that quite often when we use told. I was told that this plane won't take off. I was told that the weather would be bad. I was told this lesson was happening later. I was told I have a terrible disease. I was told that they enjoyed my English lesson. Tom Donaldson says, I was told that I am going to bust a nut. I was told that I'm going to bust a nut. That's slang, yes. Yes, I was told that I'm going to bust a nut. Okay. Khaleb, you're saying, can I ask you something that's not related to the lesson? You can try, but if I don't think it's relevant, then I won't respond necessarily. I told you to bring your books. Good, Messa. Please tell me how I learn English language. The English language. Please tell me how I learn the English language. How to solve our British accent problems. Ali, go to my Instagram account, British English Pro, and practice every day with my new pronunciation videos that I release daily. Okay, so we've talked about told. We can do I was told that, or we can remove that altogether. I was told that I was unwell. I was told that I had a disease, or I was told I have a disease. I told them that they had to be home at 5. I told them they had to be home at 5. It doesn't matter if you decide to use that or not. It's just something to be aware of. Sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't. Let's have a look. Estevan says, I've told my friends that the water is beautiful today in the UK. Another mistake my students regularly make is most countries, when we say the country, it wouldn't need an article. We won't say the Germany, the France, the Egypt, the India, the America. But we do say the when we say United Kingdom, the United States, the Ukraine, the Isle of Wight. Yeah. So sometimes we do use the, and it's important if we're talking always about English and Great Britain, the UK, then we say the UK, the Ukraine. That's right. I live in the Ukraine. I live in the Ukraine. I don't know what the logic is behind it, but please don't worry why. Don't worry about why, just know that that's the case. Are you sure we should say the Ukraine? Yes. If you're speaking in English, we'd say, I live, you wouldn't say, I live Ukraine. For us, that doesn't sound right. We say, I live in the Ukraine. I work in the Ukraine. I've never said the Ukraine. Are you English? So, lyrics master, most countries. Well, I mean, it's when we're talking about so we say the Ukraine. I live in the Ukraine. I live in the United Kingdom. I live in the United States of America. I live on the Isle of Wight. I live in the Caribbean. I'm trying to think of other ones that have the in front of them. You wouldn't say the Google, no. You'd just say Turkey. So most other countries you wouldn't need to put the in front of it, okay? Life of Zach, you'd say, I live in Sweden. You could say, I live in the Kingdom of Sweden. I live in the Kingdom, but it's the Kingdom has got the before it. I live in the Kingdom of Sweden. Okay, all right, I'm going to move on from this one now. Okay, so we've talked about tell and told. Telling is pretty much the same. I'm telling you, I'm telling him, I am is something that's happening now. Or it was a continuous in the past, I was telling him. So something, it was happening at that time. I was telling him while I was washing up that he never washes up. I'm telling you now how to use tell. Now, the biggest problem is that people mix up say and tell. And tell generally, if you want rules, tell generally is to pass information, to communicate. Say is more specific about the words that were given. So tell and say mean to communicate, but say is used when we're being more specific in general. So I'm going to tell you some information about myself, but I will say my name. I said my name is Anna. I told you my name. It's very confusing, but generally we use say when it's very specific, okay? So let's practice using say. So give me a sentence using say, said, or saying. Let's get this ball rolling. Give me a sentence using say, said, or saying. Okay, so the comments seem to be very slow on Facebook. I'm not sure why. Some of you are having problems with hearing me. If you can hear me on Facebook, can you just tell me you can hear me or give me thumbs ups, loves, whatever, so that I know that you're hearing me? Okay, cool. So please say my name. Good. Joe Young. Good. She said that love is a lie. Good. What did you just say? Good. She said you are gorgeous. Good. I say you, my name is Anne. Now, that sentence isn't correct. It should be, I told you. I told you. And there's a few reasons why that's wrong. And one of the main reasons is that I say you. If you're going to say you, then we need to put it in the past and we need to add to. So I said in the past, I said to you, my name is Anne. But it's better to say, I told you. I told you my name is Anne. I said that Carlton would lose, and what I am saying is true. You said my name was Chef. Good. He said he wants to go home. He said he wants, with an S on the end. He said he wants to go home. I said that earlier today. I say me want to say in English tomorrow. John, that doesn't make sense. You wouldn't say, if you're talking to yourself, if you're not talking to anyone, you'd say, I said to myself. I said to myself. Or I tell myself. I tell myself every day, I can do it. I say to myself every morning, come on, you can do it. I tell myself, I say to myself. So usually when we use usually when we use say, whoever we're directing it to, we have to add the word to afterwards. I say to you. I say to them. I say to him. I said to them. I will say to you again. We should use to after say and then the person who we're directing it to. I'm saying to you that you should write a sentence using say. I say to him again. You say me told. That confuses me. I'm not sure what you're saying with that sentence. I said on my own. Is that correct? Gemma, it depends on the context. I say on my own. If you mean I say to myself, that's correct. I will say to myself, good. I told you you're a charmer, or you are charmed. You are charmed. Are you going to make a video about the Scottish accent? Yes, I am. Say my name is Jeff in a Mexican accent. I can't do a Mexican accent if you're actually asking me to do that, but that's a good sentence. I said to my boss that I should be promoted. Perfect. Could you tell me your phone number? That's a good use of the word tell. It's just a saying. Good. He said to me, I am the associate of the king. Good. It feels a little bit confusing to say I said to myself. It feels more like I told myself that I can do it. Both are absolutely fine. I tell myself I can do it. I say to myself I can do it. If it's in the past, I told myself, I said to myself. I say to myself every morning, I tell myself every morning. They're interchangeable in that respect. Okay. Now I know it's confusing. When do you use saying? So, when do you use saying? Well, saying is continuous. So, I am saying. For example, you might say, if you're listening to your teacher give a lesson but you missed it or you can't understand it, you might say to your friend, what is he saying? What is the teacher saying? Or you might say, I am saying we have to go now. Or if it's just a case of explaining exactly what is being told, I am saying that this is how you use the word say. But also, obviously, saying can be used differently. We have a saying, so it can be used as a noun. We have a saying, but we don't have a telling. We have a saying, but we don't have a telling. Let's have a look at some idioms that use the word say. Let's just change this up a little bit. So, one idiom that's quite good and we use it regularly is, it does exactly what it says on the tin. Now, I haven't got my chalkboard to hand, so if someone can write this down for me, that would be great. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It does exactly what it says on the tin. This means that it's clear, it's plain. I can't think of an example. If you buy a woolly winter jumper and I can't think of a good example. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Let me see if I can find an example that makes it really clear. Okay, so for example, if I book into a hotel that's really cheap and it's a budget hotel, so it's a hotel that's really cheap, but it promises that it will give you a bed to sleep in, a roof over your head, and washing up facilities and a toilet. You could say, it's not the nicest hotel, but it does exactly what it says on the tin. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Yes, I am from the UK, for that person who just asked if I'm from the UK. I am English. Great, thank you, Cass. So, let's have a look at some other. If you're planning to just say a few things, if someone's giving maybe it's a funeral or a wedding or a meeting or some sort of gathering, you might say, excuse me, I'm just going to say a few words. Say a few words. Or someone might phone you and say, if you're coming to the wedding, do you mind saying a few words? Do you mind saying a few words? And this means, do you mind getting up and giving a little bit of a speech? So say a few words. Say a few words. You might hear people talking about, say that to my face. Say that to my face. Of course you speak to someone's face, generally, unless you speak to their ear over the phone. But if you're going to use this, it's usually because someone has been talking behind your back. So someone's been talking about you. It's usually unpleasant. They've been saying nasty things about you. And you might turn around to them and say, hey, say that to my face. It's very confrontational. Say that to my face. Here's a good one. She wouldn't say boo to a goose. She wouldn't say boo to a goose. A goose is like this large bird, very large. They're usually a little bit vicious, so you have to be careful with a goose. And they lay eggs. And when I was a child, I was scared of them because they're vicious. Yes, a goose is kind of like a duck, but much bigger. More like a swan. So if somebody wouldn't say boo to a goose, it means they're very timid. They're a very shy person who wouldn't speak out loud to most people, so they wouldn't cause a problem, they wouldn't have an argument, they wouldn't stand up for themselves, they wouldn't say boo to a goose. I love that one actually. Sometimes you'll be talking, telling a story, maybe giving some facts, and someone will go, oh, you don't say. You don't say. Now, this can either be sarcastic, meaning that you're telling something that's obvious. Oh, really? It's like doing that. Really? Is that true? Honestly? Because you're telling them something that's really, really obvious. Sometimes it's genuine, like, I don't believe it. Wow, you don't say. You don't say. It's like saying to I might see my family and I go and see my auntie that I haven't seen for a long time and I go, do you know that I got into university? And she go, you don't say. Really? So it's just an expression. Sometimes it can be sarcastic, sometimes it can be genuine surprise and pleased reaction. So look at the person and listen to their tone to understand whether they're being sarcastic or whether they're being genuine. So you don't say, sarcastic. You don't say is probably, hopefully, genuine. Okay? Do young people use it as well? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not that young. I think so. Maybe not as often as older people. Someone's saying, why don't you answer my questions? Because I only see three comments at a time and they keep moving really fast. Every time someone says something, they just move. And I've got 2 screens with Facebook and YouTube. And so if I don't answer your question, it's nothing personal. It's just that I haven't seen it. Okay? What's the difference between I say to you and I told you? I say to you is, I told you is the past, right? I told you. I told you you shouldn't do it. I say to you is happening right now. I say to you, don't go. Don't do it. So that's talking in very pure terms. I told you is the past. I say to you. You wouldn't use them interchangeably. If you were going to say I say to you meaning in the past, then you would have to say I say to you every day. And then if you were going to use it purely in the past, then you'd have to use said. I said to you. I said to you. I told you. If the I said to you, I told you, then it's exactly the same. Say no more and on, good. Say no more is another phrase that we use. Say no more. It literally means you don't need to say anything else. I understand. You don't need to say anything else. I understand. Say no more. So if I come to you and I say, please, can you help me? I've had a really bad day and I need a lift. I need a lift home. I've had a really bad day. I've just been at the hospital. My father's not very well. You might say, Anna, say no more. Get in the car. Come on, let's go. It means you completely understand the situation. You're on board. You understand. Say no more. Really good. Thank you for that suggestion. Let's have a look, see some idioms that use tell. Oh, so children regularly will say, I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell on you. If someone tells on you, it means they're getting you into trouble. You've done something you probably shouldn't have done, and the other person is going to go and tell whoever's in authority. Okay, I'm just going to remove these unpleasant comments that are coming through here. We don't tolerate any racist comments, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to tell on you, and if it happened yesterday, you could say, why did you tell on me? My friend told on me. I don't like it when you tell on me. Oh, we're getting lots of nasties in today, aren't we? Don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. We're going to tell on the trolls is what we're going to do. We're going to tell on the trolls and get them kicked out. Okay, do you know how to tell the time? Tell the time means do you know how to communicate the time? Do you know how to tell the time? Just trying to find some decent ones. You might say, I can't tell them apart. I can't tell them apart. Can someone write this down for me? I can't tell them apart. This means that you can't see the difference. So you might say, I met some twins yesterday. I can't tell them apart, so I can't see the difference. I couldn't say what was different about them. I can't tell them apart. I can't tell them apart. Okay. And usually when we're talking about truth, when we're asking someone to give us the truth, we'd say, could you tell the truth, please? I need you to tell me the truth. Just tell the truth. We rarely say the truth. We don't say that. We don't say the truth, although that's not bad. We say, tell the truth. Tell the truth. The truth is what is true, what is real, what is fact, what is true. It is true that I was born in England. It is true that I am English. It is true that I am teaching you right now. Okay, so tell the truth. Tell the truth, what are you doing? Tell the truth, who broke my English mug? Tell the truth, why are you learning English? Tell the truth. Okay. One more phrase before I move on is you never can tell. You never can tell. This means you never can tell. It's hard to know. How do I explain this? You never can tell when the weather's going to change. You might say that. You never can tell. The weather just changes. Think something that you can't predict. You never can tell. You never can tell when he's going to have a tantrum. You never can tell when the car will break down. You never can tell. You never can tell with him. You never can tell if he's going to be nice or if he's going to be in a bad mood. I never can tell if my students think I talk too fast or if I talk too slow. Okay, so let's move on. So we talked about say and we've talked about tell. Now we're going to talk about the word recommend. Recommend. So what I want you to do is I want you to write me a sentence using the word recommend. Facebook, your comments are super slow. I mean, there's hardly anyone in here. Maybe it's the time of day. But I want you to write me a sentence using the word recommend. Okay, so we've got a couple here. Okay, great. So Jason says, I would recommend this channel to anyone who is trying to learn English. Perfect sentence. Well done. Bruno says, I recommend you to keep with the live class. I recommend you keep. Okay, so Bruno, that sentence should be, I recommend you keep with the live classes. So you lose the two, or I recommend that. I recommend that you keep with the live classes. I recommend for you care. That's not correct, Nadir. I truly recommend that book. Very good, perfect. I recommend you eating that pizza. Yeah, that could work. It would be better to say, I recommend that you eat that pizza. I recommend that you eat that pizza. I recommend that you teach us politeness form. It's better to say, I recommend that you teach us manners. I recommend the brownish one, choosing shoes. The brownish one. When you're choosing shoes, you choose a pair, so the brown ones. I recommend the brown ones because it's a pair. I had recommended to my friend the new film yesterday. Very good. I recommend you to eat Arabian food. We don't use to. Again, I recommend you eat Arabian food. I recommend you eat Arabian food. So, with recommend, we recommend a thing. We recommend a place, an event, a noun. We recommend a noun. We recommend a noun. So, I recommend. Is it always a noun? I recommend this tea. I recommend the pizza. I recommend this restaurant. I recommend this gig. I recommend this show. I recommend this place. When you're making a recommendation to somebody, so if you're making a suggestion to me, then what you don't say is, I recommend you, because then what you're doing is you're recommending me. So you're suggesting me. So if I want to say to you that you should eat this pizza because this pizza is the best, I would say, I recommend that you try this pizza. So what we do is we usually use that and then a clause. So that and then something. I recommend that you go to the shops. I recommend that you try the new bread. I recommend that you go to Holland. I recommend that you learn English. I recommend British English. Yes, you could say that. But let's try making a sentence using that. Great. I recommend that you should eat pizza. Perfect, Hoon. Those of you writing in a foreign language, I can't read it, so I can't help you. If you try and writing it in English, that will maybe get a response. I recommend UK. I recommend the UK. Remember we said before, I recommend the UK. I recommend the UK stays in the EU. So European Union also we use the. I recommend the UK stays in the EU. I agree. I recommend that you eat pizza in an Italian restaurant. I don't recommend buying a cup of tea. Buying a cup that carry Foxy Lady that says. So there we go. You have two of the words that we've covered. I don't recommend buying a cup that says Foxy Lady. I don't recommend buying a cup that says Foxy Lady. Kareem says, is it correct to pronounce better with a glottal T? Some said it's wrong. In which word? In better. Better. Better is very regional. So a Cockney might say better. It's better. If we're speaking normal standard English, Kareem, then say better. Better. It's better. It's better to use your T's. Okay. I recommend that you shop instead. I recommend you to not take my recommendations seriously. I recommend that you don't take my recommendations seriously. So, regularly we use recommend that. Or you can recommend to someone. I recommend to you this fabulous pizza. We keep coming back to pizza, it's making me hungry. I recommended to my family the new restaurant that's just opened up. I recommended to my students this wonderful book. Or you would say what you're recommending after the word recommend. I recommend pizza to the whole world. I recommend Bella Italia restaurant. I recommend Bella Italian restaurant. It's a great place. Now, suggest is another word. Suggest is very similar to recommend. I make a recommendation. I make a suggestion. May I make a suggestion is a phrase we use a lot. So if you're saying, I don't know where to eat tonight, I don't know what to do, should I eat Italian, should I try McDonald's, I don't know, and I might say, excuse me, can I make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion? There's a great little Indian restaurant at the end of the road. You should definitely go there. I recommend it. Yeah? So, I want to make a suggestion. So, Khaleb, you said, I suggest that to sign for the new company. That's not correct. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say. So again, with suggest, we would use that. We could use that. I suggest that. I suggest that you go. So you'd use the person and then a verb. I suggest that you stop. I suggest that you buy this. I suggest that you try that. I suggest that we go there. I suggested that we go home. I suggest that you eat Indian food. Thank you, very good. May I make a suggestion? Yes, you may. I suggest you go and see that new movie. Perfect. I suggest you try that. Good. Oh, the video keeps freezing all the time. Facebook, if my video keeps freezing, I do apologise. It will be my dodgy Wi-Fi. Khaleb, I suggest that... no, it's not right. I suggest that you, so you need the person. I suggest that you sign the contract for this company, is what you should say. Someone's asked me, what languages do I speak? I don't speak any other language fluently. I speak many languages a tiny little bit. I speak a bit of Spanish as well, but I don't speak any other language fluently. I suggest you make, so person and then vowel. You never use an infinitive after suggest that or suggest you. You'd never say to make or to do. I suggest you do. I suggest you make. I suggest you have. I suggest you be yourself. So you wouldn't say I suggest to be. I suggest to make. I suggest. So I suggest you make videos about question tags. I suggest that you more travelling. I suggest you do. You need the verb. I suggest you do. I suggest that you do more travelling. I suggest you visit my country. I suggest that you change your internet connection. Yes, I need to, but this isn't my house and my landlord looks after all the connections. He looks after the water, the gas, the electric, and the internet. And I've asked for it to be upgraded many times, but it can't happen yet. So unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. Okay. I suggest you pay the rent. Yes, definitely. Please recommend me the lipstick you use, or please tell me what lipstick you use, or recommend a good lipstick. I'm using MAC lipstick. I suggest that you try to open the window. Perfect. Okay, good. All right, guys, time is getting on, so I'm going to make a suggestion that you check out some of the other videos that I released only today. I released 2 videos today, the bite-sized business English video, number 7, because I'm doing one every day for the next few weeks at least, and I released a video all about English traditions around Easter in the UK. Okay? Okay, UK? So I suggest that you go and take a look at those videos and tell me what you think. I also recommend that you have a relaxing weekend, and I also recommend that you come to my Instagram page where I release a new pronunciation video every single day to help you with your English speaking. So, if you're not already a subscriber here, please do press the subscribe button. I try to do live broadcasts at least 3 times a week. I will be back on Monday at the earlier time of 12 o'clock. So please do subscribe, come and join me again. Come and visit every day where I'm posting a new video. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it in any way helpful. I'm sorry it was a bit laid back. Maybe in future I will go back to a much more formal way of teaching. But if you did find it helpful, then please give it a thumbs up, and check out all the links in the description box below. You'll find my Instagram page there and my Facebook page if you're not already a member of Facebook. And yeah, I'm going to go and have some food now because all that talk of pizza has made me super, super hungry. Before I leave, a huge thank you to my moderators for keeping on top of those horrible trolls. And I will see you again soon, guys. Take care. Have a lovely weekend.